Whoops. Hello everybody. This is Captain Dutton. With take a break. With Luke and Dutton minus the Luke. Unfortunately, he is still not feeling well. We got news that last week he got the thing that's going around or has been going around for the last year or so. So if you can think of him, he is doing better, just not completely good enough yet, right? All right. So because we are Luke-less, I must become Dutton squared. That is like more Dutton than Dutton, but not be a square because Luke's not around. So this, uh, if you do not, kind of waiting on my buddy Sam, because Sam is a cool dude, but he typically arrives a little bit later. And for the people watching, hello. All right. So this week, yeah. Oh man, I should really get used to the banner stuff more. Um, like man, I will say, Luke makes this look easy, and I make this look laughable, right? Um, Mostly just laugh at me. Uh, so this week in comics, um, oh, here it is. Here it is. The host with the most, at least the co-host with the most. Uh, he cleaned his room. It looks neat and spiffy. Sam,
Hey, what's up?
see, see. Now more people are gonna come and watch because Sam is here.
Oh, of
Um,
course. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I mean, I will say, we're supposed to start at 8. I s- I started a little later the stream because I had an emergency of I'm a millennial and I don't have an alarm clock. My phone does everything, and
All right.
my phone fell off the bed while charging, and it snapped the charger. And I was like, "No, Family Dollar's like five minutes away. Let me go get a charger real quick."
Okay.
But
That's a
um,
pretty good reason.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to be late for work. But how are you, Sam? I know people are just
I'm pretty
what are we
good.
doing?
I, I'm pretty good. I'm having a good day or whatever. Yeah.
You
I
know
don't know.
who is not having a good day? Well, actually,
Uh,
not a good week. Because if you look at the title of our video, it's Spider-Man trailer. Tom King, pro is mad.
pros mad.
We're gonna do it in the opposite way. We're going pros mad first.
Pros mad
We're going
first. Okay.
pros mad first, and then
Pros
we'll talk
mad.
Tom King
Pros
because
mad.
he's part of pros mad,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah. These pros are mad that they're not being invited to Substack. They're not getting these super lucrative deals. They're mad that no one wants to pay you. For whatever reason, Marvel and DC still want to pay you the crumbs that they want to pay you guys to make those horrible comics, but no one else wants to pay you any amount of money to produce um, any of those like really crappy comics that you guys make, and like especially not when you don't have like original comics. Like so when you don't have Batman, you don't have Superman, you don't have Robin, you don't have Spider Man, you don't have Captain America. Especially then, no one wants to like mess with those whack ass comics, and so I mean that's just
Yeah.
what it is.
Um. y-
Like
You
if
know
you
what?
made the sales for Batman and Spider Man go down, then why would anyone want to pay you to make an original comic with an original character?
Yeah. I have seen Patch Zert. I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
He was poking the CG beehive of like, I think I'm gonna come CG, but then trick them all into and send them all like woke progressive comics is what he said. Paraphrasing, paraphrasing.
Well, first of all, Patch, number one, thank you for letting us know. So now when we see you going into indie comics or you make an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter, now we know you haven't left to go do something cool and original. We know it's just going to be more of the BS. So thanks for letting us know. I'm going to keep my money in my pocket and not spend it and not waste it on your comic.
Yeah.
Unlike the other comic pros who I might take a chance on when they decide to leave Marvel or DC and go out on their own and maybe break away from the freaking Starro hive mind that's going on there. When they decide to be individuals and maybe make something cool and unique, I might take a look into what they're doing. I might even support it. But now with you, I know better. So thanks for letting me know.
Well, but he started off with that, and then like you had a bunch of other people going, "Oh yeah, comics get." I'm like, no one's really beating that circle. It's
Yeah,
it's
like
it's, it's kind of like Kotaku. Every now and then it'll be like, Gamergate. And it's like, yo, we don't. It's like that's come and gone, my dude. What do
yeah,
you like?
that's
Are you mad that you didn't get Substack and
they
you're like,
are.
let me
That's
lash out
exactly
on
it.
comics that
I'm
those
not getting any attention. I have Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, and no one's paying attention to me. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go say the names of the people that do have the attention. I'm gonna
yeah,
go say Ethan Van Sciver's name. I'm gonna go say Lepresi's name. I'm gonna go say these people's names because people are
what's
paying
the
attention to them and buying their books, and I feel I'm owed that attention. So when, Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. Yep. This is the SJW dance. Nazi, Nazi,
that actually
Nazi.
looks like it could be a cool football like touchdown dance though. Not gonna lie, if, like you score a touchdown, like
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
just saying though. It's also football season, like preseason at least. So it's
I told you last time, get your sports references out of my nerdy comic book podcast, okay? They have no
hey,
place
hey,
here. Get out.
uh, but I'm just seeing like a huge, at least all week has been like a huge uptick on people being mad and going like, people of comics are getting like, uh, on getting grifted for millions or thousands. And I'm like, bro, I feel like you don't know what grifting is and
Yeah.
the context of grifting. It's to be fleeced, bamboozled, span Spiegeldorf. I really like that last one.
It's a good one. But yeah, fleeced is
Of
not
like,
when someone offers me something I want and then I give them money for the thing that I want and they get the money that they wanted and I get the thing that I wanted. Right?
yeah,
That's not
I will
fleeced.
say that many of comics creators and myself included have and are late on certain things. I'm new
Late
or
is
whatever.
late though. Late is not fleeced.
Yeah. Because I mean, I have teddy bears already made. I have posters. I have all the things besides the books, which that is the key ingredients. Um,
Yeah.
People will get it. I just I want I'm hitting that stress of like perfectionist, and that's just my biggest thing. If I just kind of push forward and just didn't second guess myself, it is what it is. Um,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But people are getting it. I didn't hoodwink people.
Not at all.
It's not a good. Um, there's like I think one creator. What is it? Cratius. I don't know. Um,
Credius.
I don't know his name, but he messed up. He was like, "Yo, I spent all the thousands I made, and he made way more than I did." I will say on that one, yeah, you could say grift or whatever, but
What do you
everyone
wait?
else,
What did he spend them on? What did he spend the thousands on?
he said like other people's books and like bills and stuff, and he
Oh,
made like 30,000. But that was like he launched this thing in like
yeah.
2019, 18, like 18. Um, that was a whole thing. But then people know about it. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But so I'm like, if you use him as an example, I'd be like, people in Comicsgate were mad at that. You know,
Yeah, rightfully
and like,
so.
yeah,
I don't think that speaks to all Comicsgate because
yeah,
look at the people who have come through. The Ethan Van Sciver has come through so many times.
you have
Uh,
John Mason, you
John
have
Malin, more like Zach. You got so many
Vaughn,
people.
yeah, you have like
Chuck
you have
Dixon,
you
like
have you have tons of people. But and what also gets me is, so this is the other thing on the whole like grift argument, right? Is they're like, oh, Ethan made like $1 million, but only had like 1,000 backers. That means people are spending like 100 something uh
yeah, the
per
average
backer.
person
That
spending
makes
over
no sense. And
$100.
I'm like, crowdfunding doesn't work like a normal like comic shop. You buy a comic, $5, whatever. Crowdfunding is a different beast. Crowdfunding, like I've even taken a class from like Sebastian A. Jones, like the creator of like Stranger Comics. He
Mm-hmm.
says his goal is he wants to try to get at least $40 from every backer.
Yeah.
He wants more, but he wants $40, like on average, from every backer. And he wants to make things of like, yo, people want to spend $5. He wants to entice them where they're gonna spend 10. If they're willing to spend 20, he wants to like a tier to entice them to spend 30, 40, 50.
Yeah,
That
I think that's
he
smart.
has these tiers set up where it's like, man, that's really, what? I'll spend like $20 more because
Right, like
you're gonna get cool
we
stuff.
do that with food, with entertainment, with all types of stuff. We see a deal and we're like, yo, I came in to spend $20 on this thing, but I can get twice as much for $5 more. Right?
Yeah,
Like, oh, I think I'll do that. Yeah, that's a good deal. I
yeah,
get
like
twice as much comic for another $10 and spend 30 instead of $40. Okay, because I was willing to come in and spend $20 to begin with, or it comes with this cool little toy, or it comes with this set of stickers, or it comes with these posters. And I would like to get a poster this, I would have had to pay much more somewhere else, but it's coming
yeah.
bundled with the I spend the extra $10, $15. I'll do that, yeah.
But the thing that makes me laugh though is like they always
Mm-hmm.
go, Ethan, you just $100, $100. You can look at Brian Polito's Lady Death that's live right now, like the latest one. I
Mm-hmm.
know I haven't checked it today, but like last Wednesday when I checked, I looked at the number. I looked at,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the beautiful thing about crowdfunding, right? Is you see
Mm-hmm.
how many people backed, see how much it was raised. Like the numbers are very transparent, and that's the other thing
Yeah,
that gets me is like Indiegogo is not transparent. I'm like, it's just like Kickstarter. It tells you both.
yeah.
You, you know it's both.
You take
Um,
the number amount raised, divide
but
that by the number of backers, you get the average dollar amount that
but
an
Brian
individual is
Polito,
spending.
on average, like if you did the average,
Mm-hmm.
$180 per backer is the average. So I'm like, yo, if you're like Ethan's making 100 and like 100, 110 per backer, that makes no sense to me. Brian Polito, who like he's not Comicsgate. In fact, he's
Mm-hmm.
probably like I still consider him like top 5 Mount Rushmore of crowdfunding because he's been doing it much longer, like since 2015, and has shown like
Yeah,
proven success and has just no one can say anything bad about
yeah.
Brian.
And here's the thing: he doesn't need to be Comicsgate for us
Yeah,
to recognize game and be like, "Yo, good ass job, Brian Polito."
yeah.
Hell yeah!
And I feel
And
like
he's doing it. $180 per backer average. That's amazing. And these people keep coming back because they keep getting what they want. They're not being grifted. They don't keep coming back because they're getting grifted. They keep coming back because they enjoy what he's making. They enjoy the Lady Death comics. They enjoy because if I remember correctly, like every other comic is a non-Lady Death comic. So they put out a Lady Death volume, and then they'll put out something else, and then a Lady Death volume, and then they'll put out something else. And
Yeah, like Lady Death, and then it's like Lamorta, Lady Death, then Hell Witch, then Lady Death, then like
Mhm.
Lamorta again. Because he has 3 titles. They're all in the
Yeah.
same universe, but
Mhm.
he just goes between these 3 titles and it's Lady Death every other one. Hey, what's up, Pops?
Hey, what up, Pops?
Hope you're doing well, Pops.
Oh, Hell Witch La equals
Lamorta.
Morita?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what
Yeah,
it means.
Lamorta is like kind of like a mix between like Ghost Rider and Punisher.
What is he saying? La Morta is like in Spanish. It means Hell Witch.
Like no, like that's the character's name is Lamorta. She's a Mexican a woman who has like death as her like spirit guide
Uh huh.
that kind of lets her know like wicked people, and then she has
Oh,
guns like Punisher, and just is like I'm gonna shoot
okay.
people,
Okay.
and somehow ends up always kind of fighting monsters mixed in with like the cartel, like um
Yeah.
the La Llorona. Um, you might know that monster or folklore like from Mexico if you've seen like the Annabelle universe, because that was one of the movies.
I don't think. I think I saw the movie. Annabelle was like because Annabelle was a side story to another thing. I think I saw the original thing, but I don't think I saw the Annabelle film.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Annabelle has its own like movie universe, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
La
I'm aware.
Llorona was one of them. So
Okay.
most people know that if you're a big horror fan, which I've been watching my horror movies, getting ready for Halloween. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I like I really like the cool cosplays and the cool the really nice costumes that people do on Halloween, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy when women take the time, like the excuse to like wear barely nothing, like it's a Halloween costume, right? I was like, all right, sure, yeah. Um,
I mean, I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
I mean, I'm cool with that. Just being like, yo, if you just want to dress as like a nurse in a miniskirt year round, I'm cool with that. It is what it is.
Comics Pops
But
is letting us know those were two different titles. Brian kind of recreated Ernie too, but I can't remember the character's name.
I think it was like Zach something.
Yeah. And
I
then
know.
shout out to our missing artist, Luke Stone. Yes, shout out to Luke Stone, the homie, the glue that binds us all together, Luke Stone. Uh, we're missing you, buddy. But he'll be back in a week or two. But yeah. But we're here. But yeah, man, back to these haters, man. What was it? Tom King being, I guess, chief among them. Yeah, man, he's annoying. He's an annoying guy.
Um, you know what is funny though? I'm glad
Tell
because I
me.
was actually about to segue to Tom King, but
All right.
there you are already bringing up his name.
I just threw
Tom,
you the alley oop,
you
saying it
did,
in.
you
Oh
did,
wait,
you
no,
threw
stop. I'm sorry. No sports references in this comic book podcast. I apologize. I broke my own rule. Anyway, back to Tom King being a hater.
All right, so I'm a slam dunk this alley oop.
No.
Mostly because in metaphors, slam dunking is the only type of slam dunking I can do. I am 5'5", my dude, so I cannot even touch the nets. Plus, I'm white, so there was a whole movie that documented like white men can't jump, right?
What, no, in that movie, white men do in fact jump. I think we've missed the point of that film. There are
No,
white
no,
men jumping in that film.
we can't jump,
It's
my dude.
it's
We
it's
can't jump.
about it's a it's about going against expectations and actually being able to do things that people think you can't do, and they use that as a way to con people in basketball games. But in the movie White Men Can't Jump, a white man actually does jump fairly well, and he puts the ball in the hoop very well. Anyway, please, we're getting off topic. The topic of Tom King being a hater.
Yep.
So please let us know.
All right. So, to begin with, right, on the 21st, 3 days ago, Tom King felt like virtue signaling on Twitter, saying, "Hey, he was at a he's like the direct quote, right? And you know what? I'm actually gonna share my screen so
Do it.
people may see as well, right? Because
Do it.
Tom King, writer of formerly Batman, Strange Avenger, no, Strange, not Avengers, but Adventures. My bad. And I think he's doing like Supergirl. But you know, direct thing that he tweeted out was, "Love seeing people at cons, but yesterday we had a Rorschach cosplay player who took off his mask at the table. You think I swear a lot in my comics? You should see me in person." After an impolite talking to, Rorschach was escorted from the con. Wear your mask. We're not fucking around. All right.
Hall monitor energy. Okay,
Now,
this guy, he gets a fan who came dressed up, cosplaying as the character he's
wait. There's
writing.
more though. There's more because
it gets worse. Of course, it gets worse. It's Tom King. Why am I not surprised?
Because then the next day, because he got ratioed. And I'm on Aaron Spare's thing because Aaron is a wonderful writer. Great writer of Darkwing Duck Comics. You know, you can check that out if you like look up his name in Darkwing Duck Comics. But he did screenshots, so it makes it easier. But then Tom King went, you know, to clarify things and basically kind of like go, "Oh, I kind of messed up. Let me retreat back because me basically saying I yelled at fans didn't look so good." So he then went, "Hey, cutting the line, dude came up to us. We told him he had to mask up before talking to us. He seemed confused by this, like kind of dazed or stunned, but finally he took out a thin Rorschach mask, non-stocking with ink, but didn't seem to know how to put it on. It was tangled. We asked him to stand back from the booth while he figured out his mask. He didn't move. We asked again. He didn't move. At this point, I sent some language his way. No regrets. He finally woke up a bit, took a step back. The neon stocking. And you know what? I think there was someone.
Tom King's like, "Hey guys on Twitter, I totally cursed at him. No regrets."
Yeah.
Because that's like the toughest thing that Tom King can think of, right? At this point, I doubt Tom King probably even let anything fly. He probably said murmured to himself under his breath, and then reported it as like, "I gave him a stern talking to. I gave him some language. No regrets."
But then, like, the thread continues. Like, he handed us 2 books. We signed them quickly. We didn't want him in our line with that mask. He walked away a few feet, removed his mask, went back maskless into the con. We were later informed that the kind people helping us at the con, as they're obligated to do, reported this behavior to the con management, and the dude was removed for violating the con and district's policy. And again, you know, going back to the original tweet of impolite talking to, escorted from the con, wear a mask, we're not effing around. Like, alright, my dude.
That's why your comics are on a decline, is because you go on Twitter,
you know what,
and you pop off about getting a fan kicked out of a con. Tom,
Weston
come
says,
on, bro.
White man can jump.
Weston knows. Hey, shout out to Weston. That's the homie. Thanks, Weston. Can confirm. Weston knows. As a white man, Weston knows.
I'm gonna need to see like a video of Weston doing a slam dunk then, or like dunking.
Wait, listen, we don't need to do all that, okay? Just know they can jump, okay? Never heard of Larry Bird? Come on now. Anyway, enough with the sports
Larry
talk.
Bird was like
Yeah.
6'6". He didn't have to jump.
Listen,
He was tall. I'm talking like
yeah.
I
So
need
is
someone like
Weston.
white, Nate Robinson size jumping.
What's that have to do?
Nate-
So it's
Because
not a bunch of short dudes, short, non-black, like non-white dudes in the hood, like just
you know
jumping
what?
millions
I
of
don't.
feet. You have to
I
be
don't think.
tall in order to jump like that. And anyway, you've tricked me again, you sorcerer. Get your sports talk out of my nerdy comic books podcast, okay? This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Stop it.
It'll probably happen
Anyway.
again.
Anyway, yeah, man.
But you know, Tom King, right?
Wait.
The worst.
Did Tom King get a Substack deal?
No, he did not.
Oh, I wonder why.
Probably because the Batman sales
Anyway.
went down.
Yeah, probably because
the
getting
funny
people
thing
kicked out of
was-
cons. Because he's that little
Yeah,
PB
but the-
energy, hall monitor energy.
But the
Anyway.
funny thing is this actually ties back into the last segment of Pros Be Mad. Is he was kind of bragging about getting someone kicked out. Other pros were like, yeah, right on, my dude. That's the way you do it. You
That's how you
belittle
fight
someone.
the power. You get the authorities to come kick a person out for not wearing the mask correctly the way you want. Because fight
so
the
stunning,
man.
so brave,
Right?
so stunning,
Exactly.
so brave. You
So
are.
brave.
You are so proud of you, my ex CIA dude.
Right? That's. I was
Which,
gonna make
you
a
know,
joke that I'm glad I didn't, but anyway, Tom King is whack. That's the moral of the
I
story.
mean, Luke's not here, so there is no like real babysitter.
Right?
Because I'm not gonna be like, oh no, Sam. I'm gonna be like, come on, Sam.
Oh,
You missed
all
the
right, I'm gonna
punchline.
let it fly. People like Tom King being in the CIA is probably why we're losing the Cold War currently. Okay, I said it. All right, because if they're letting dudes like that in the CIA, that's why we're losing to China. That's why Russia's hacking us. If those are the guys on the front line of the Cold War, no wonder we're in the position we're in.
You know what? I was just gonna say that it makes sense him being in the CIA of you lie about something, people find out you were kind of wrong, and then you try to spin it and then go, everything's fine now.
That too.
Let's move along. Like classic
Nothing
CIA
to see here, folks.
We didn't try to like
Crack in the hood. What?
We didn't try to do a soft invasion of Cuba in the 60s.
What are you talking about?
We didn't create a plan of actually nuking Florida to prevent Cuban communists from coming over in the 70s. Fun fact, Google that. That is a true thing. Is the CIA actually had a plan and was going, we're willing to sacrifice
Florida to make Cuba look bad?
Yep. Well, not to make Cuba look bad, just to prevent any Cuban migrants coming to Florida that might be a communist spy and like in disguise.
I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's horrible either way. But yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely like 60s, 70s ish, where they were just like very much on the whole Red Scare. Like,
and these are the people who trained
I'm like, you know what? I'm glad they didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I want like you have multiple pages on this. It's like open document now, and it's like, how did you
just put a lot of time
many...
and thought into this thing that like should have never even been considered? Like
the mama was like, yo, man, I have an idea. What if we bomb Florida with a nuke? Why? To prevent communism.
Right? What if we bomb our own people in order to
Like the
stop
moment
the
you talk about bombing
enemy
your,
from coming. Like
like the
anyway,
moment you're like, yo, man, what if we bomb ourselves? That should have been like, cool, you're
okay, this is
fired.
this is no longer comics. Let's get back to
Yep. All right.
comics.
Yep. But this is no longer comics, right? All right. So we're going back. We're going
Come
back.
back.
Um. But,
Rewind.
yep.
Back to
Yep.
Tom King being whacked.
Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. Sam is just, all into the CIA conspiracy theory stuff.
I apologize. That was my
Telling me
bad.
about bombing
I
Florida.
apologize for that rant. Everybody in the podcast, everybody
But
listening, it's my fault. I'll hold that L. But we're gonna get back to Tom King.
he
Or
holds
maybe
that
we're done with
L.
Tom King. Maybe
Yeah.
we should all just be done with Tom King. His Twitter, his comic books, his opinions, the way he treats Batman, making him a little punk who's like subservient, like and lower on the totem pole than his own father, than Catwoman, than everybody basically in his life. Let's just be done with Tom King in this segment, in our lives, in comics, the whole kit and caboodle.
You know what though? I'm okay with that, right? Because I feel like we've been talking about pros being mad and jealous and stuff, but there's some kind of cool news, right?
All
So
right, yes, yes, there is cool
two
stuff.
days ago, 2 days ago, someone leaked the Spider-Man trailer because everyone's been asking about it, and then
Yeah.
yesterday, Marvel went, well, we can't have this leak out. Here's the actual thing because because there's one scene on the leak one, the CGI wasn't done. And you're like, this is pre-res, and I can tell it's pre-res.
Yeah. I saw a
It was
really, really
actually
bad
like,
version. I saw like a cell phone video of a cell
yeah,
phone video
yeah,
of
that's
the
the one.
trailer. Is that the
Yeah,
one
that's
everybody
what the
else
one
saw?
everyone saw. Yep,
That's the
that
best
was the
one I
leak.
could find.
Yep, it
Right?
was the cell phone of a cell phone, and I was like, it should be like a cell phone recording a cell phone recording a computer.
Right?
Like that
Cell
would have just,
phoneception.
how
But
far on the thing. But
but
did you see it?
like you
Like
said,
the
yes, I
actual
saw
trailer.
it. The actual trailer, it's on the Sony YouTube,
Yep.
Sony Pictures YouTube.
Do you want to do a breakdown of the trailer? Like as long as we play it without any sound, right? And we just kind of pause,
I'm
talk
down.
about it every now and then. You know, like
I'm down.
Luke's
Let's
not
do
here.
it.
Let's go a little crazy. But like
Yeah.
like not like Cletus Cassidy is crazy. There's a
No. But Luke Stone's not chaperoning crazy. Let's do that.
yeah. All right. So boom, here we are, right? Of just
Oh, can you full screen it?
yeah. Watch this.
Yeah. There we go.
Like 1 second in, we already got like he's on a train, not a boat, but he's on a train.
Train.
You know what? I can.
Oh,
I'll add little subtitles. 'Cause, we're not gonna
nice.
have audio because we don't want
Big brain.
the thing to be like boom banhammered, but we can do
Big
subtitles
brain
for you
move.
guys. Yeah.
Got him.
So right
They always
there,
do like
the
this.
whole bending thing. That was very Doctor Strange movie
Yeah.
esque.
I'm glad that this movie is basically like, hey, remember Captain America 3 and how like a bunch of other people were in it? We're doing that again, but with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
Yep. And then everyone's like,
So,
we all know it's Peter because
it's Peter.
scene.
Peter Parker
The
Spider-Man,
second one,
everybody.
it's his identity got revealed last movie. And apparently everyone is in his life getting
Yeah.
questions.
And the authorities are on his butt, accusing him of things he didn't do, much like a comic skater.
I like his mustache though. Whoever drew
right?
this mustache, like, I'm sorry,
They're
but like a mustache
demonizing
that
him,
fine, a mustache that
right?
fine, that is That is hard to do, and every time I try to do it, I clip one side and then I have to shave all of it. And I was like, if someone can actually grow a mustache like that in real life, which many
Uh,
can, that is just. I'm sorry. Like,
you
out of
can
all
too,
the
man.
things here, I'm pointing out the mustache, and I have mustache
Right, of
envy.
all the things. Not him and his friend
Of all
being
the
having to
things,
get a police
you know,
escort to what I think is school. Yeah, very different life
like
for
we have
Peter at
classic
this
Karen
point.
face, classic Karen face right here. Actually, this
Yeah,
is like
very
straight
Karen.
up like the moms demand superhero something, whatever. Right here, like all of like the angry moms
Yeah,
group.
all of them.
But look, they're holding hands. How cute.
It's very cute.
Um, and then everyone at school knows, which I'm like,
Cameras out.
yo, um,
Yeah, everybody at school knows.
and this going to you
They're
know,
bringing his family and
friends.
friends in. Then he's like, "Wait, don't I know a wizard?"
You know what? I'm gonna wind it back. Uh,
It's
I
like,
like how it just looks like Doctor Strange ate too many donuts. And I'm only
right?
saying donuts because I'm seeing this right here, and I'm like, that kind of reminds me of like a Fruity Pebble
Yeah.
donut that I bought this Saturday or last Saturday. But just
Very topical. Yeah, it's like these movie makers are telling the stories of our lives. We all wish we knew a wizard, and we all like donuts.
and then it looks like I'm curious about the snow though, like because this does look like snow to you, right?
It is though. I think they're just trying to get across the idea that like super magical stuff happens at Doctor Strange's house. Ooh, so kooky and weird.
I do like the fact that every movie the white streak is becoming more and more prominent.
I do. Yeah, I dig it too.
He's
You know what? I think they're here's my here's what I think is going on. I think that they're building on this idea that magic has a cost, and that's why, and it's taking this like great strain on him. That's why it hasn't been that long, but his hair is getting grayer and grayer, and I think when we get back to like Doctor Strange 2 or like the Avengers movie that comes after, it's going to be Doctor Strange that has to like pull a rabbit out of a hat, or like he has to pay like some sort of ultimate price to undo something. I think that's what they're building towards, and this is like a visual key of that. You heard it here
uh,
first.
yep, I do like that concept.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, hey man, we're
But
homies. We saved the universe together.
yeah,
And Peter's basically, hey, my life sucks, and you know magic. Could you make it so that people don't know that I'm Spider-Man? And Wong's like, hey, don't do that spell, man.
don't do
Bad
that spell.
man. Don't do it.
And then
And then he,
like classic, like okay, sure.
sure, man.
Never would.
I
Okay,
won't. I won't. Also, Doctor Strange is just a huge
wait.
liar. Just like Wong's like one of his best friends, and he just like straight up lied to him for some kid he's known for like a
But
couple days. I mean, they saved the universe together, but still, like he
I
barely
will
knows
say
Peter.
all right. So I don't know how you feel about MCU Spider-Man, but there's two things that I dislike. One
Uh-huh.
is the whole, hey, there's a moment in my past I want to erase or get rid of. That's the plot of like the comic One More Day of like the Spider-Man thing where
Yeah.
Aunt
I'm
May
sure.
died and he basically made a deal with the devil Mephisto, and then it ended up costing like him his marriage and like love life with Mary Jane Watson in the comics.
On
Made
top of
everyone mad.
also making it so that no one knew who he was, because in the comics when they did the story
Yeah,
during Civil War, Peter
yeah, he
unmasked
revealed
himself,
himself. Yeah, so
right? And
everyone in the
so
world
this was
also
to
knew.
so the One More Day thing was to undo that as well, and so this is what they're adapting into this film, is this One More Day storyline. For those of
And
you who just
I
watch the Marvel movies and don't read the comics, pick up One More Day, although that probably shouldn't be your first Spider-Man comic. But if you've read some Spider-Man comics and you haven't read one in a while, read Civil War and then read Spider-Man One More Day, and the references for this movie will make more sense.
it
Back to you,
will
Dutton.
But then you will also be like, wow, I really see why everyone hates One More Day. This is like Joe
Yeah,
Quesada, who's the head of Marvel. He was still an artist at the time, and his art's fantastic. Like I'm not gonna lie,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
It looks
I will
really good.
give the art looks fantastic. It's probably one of the anything Joe Quesada drew, like the 2000s. It's probably one of the best drawn comics
Yeah,
around.
straight up.
So I'll give it props, but the storyline was so bad. Like people like go Spider-Man has kind of sucked since One More Day.
It
Like
Yes. Well. Here's the thing. After one more day, they did do Superior Spider-Man, which is a great storyline. So
that
it's not
was
that
it did take a
everything
long time.
has sucked, but they
But
should have
overall,
undone.
like
But
there's been
basically,
it's
the reason why one more day sucks, when they did it, I liked it because I was like, oh, they're gonna undo this in some very cool, clever way, and then it just prolonged and prolonged, and they haven't undone it yet. And I
well
think
it
they're about to, but like the thing that makes it suck is that in retrospect, they haven't undone it. It's like when they killed
yeah.
Captain America at the end of Civil War. You're like, oh wow, this is dramatic, and then you're like, oh, this is comics, so they'll figure out some way to bring Captain America back, and then they
Well
did,
the
right?
thing
And
that
it's
like one reason why a lot of people don't like it is because until One More Day, since the first Spider-Man comic, you saw the growth of Peter from like awkward like high schooler to like
mhm,
he's an adult and he got married to Mary Jane. You're like
yeah.
cool. You saw all of that, and then it was like yeah, the whole chunk of like ever dating her really like that goes away, and then it becomes like you lose so much continuity, and then
Yeah,
it's just
like
been
I
like,
mean,
and then instead of like him being a character that like grew throughout the years, now it's just kind of like treat him like the days of our lives. Like he can't do anything permanent.
so that's what I mean. Like when they did
Yeah.
one more day, I was one of those people who didn't hate one more day, and especially since it was drawn by Casada, I enjoyed it very much. It was the fact that they then lingered on with this as the new state of Spider-Man for so long, and that's what like over the course of time sort of turns one more day into a sour note is
Yeah.
because oh, one more day is responsible for this really sort of shitty for the most part Spider-Man run, excluding Superior Spider-Man, which is super great.
Yeah, I
um
will say that was fantastic, and you know what? It was like it even had the premise of it was going to be a limited thing. Like there was no
yeah,
way Doc Ock
had
was always going
they
to be permanently
I
Spider
think
Man.
people I think people would remember one more day a lot differently had they undone one more day 6 to 12 issues after they did it,
Um,
right?
well,
I
all
think
right,
then it
so
would have been that like kind of cool thing that happened, and then his friends and family figured it out, and they figured out a way to defeat Mephisto, and they were married again, and maybe, but still, no one, the public didn't know he was Spider-Man. If that
yeah.
was the case, then I think he would have been fine. And to this day, I think that's the way to fix Spider-Man: is you give him back his marriage,
Well,
you give him back
the
Mary
funny
Jane.
thing is Nick Spencer going back to some slight Substack thing. Uh,
Uh huh.
his run on Spider Man, he was actually setting up the stuff to actually undo One More Day, and then he was like, "Yo, I'm leaving for Substack and becoming like the basically recruiter of Substack." Which I will
Yeah.
say, the man deserves a bonus with the talent that he's brought over there.
Yep.
But he was the first one to do Substack, and he got a job as basically like a recruiter as well. So,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that does make me a bit sad about Substack is like, man, we're so close of getting rid of that One More Day storyline with Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run, and then Substack was like, here's money, and I don't blame him because I would have been like,
Yeah. I don't blame you there.
I would have went all
Um,
Mr. Krabs and been like, money, but let's
yeah.
let's but let's go on because I think the only other hated storyline really is like Clone Saga, and we don't talk about that. But
Hey,
they're doing the
speaking of
magic
Clone
spell.
Saga, speaking of Clone Saga, in my heart, Ben Riley is the true Spider-Man. He is. Anyway, that's a topic for another day.
That is.
They're doing the
So
spell,
they're doing the
and
spell. He keeps going, yo, but like I like this
he's in the
person.
spell
I want this
circle.
person.
Yeah, and he keeps talking. And he's not realizing that talking during the spell is changing the spell and making it unstable. And basically, now it's a hey, it's not a bad guy who did a thing. It's not a Thanos coming from space. We're the ones who messed up the stuff in the universe. We did a royal F up, which is why Wong didn't want us to do the spell in the first place. And now the rest of the movie is the set for the movie is it's them fixing the royal F up, which I think is
You know
cool.
what? The mirror universe. That's what that is actually. I
Mm-hmm.
just remembered, like the mirror universe is what that's called, where like the world's bend and it's all Inception-ish. But this
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
I like right here because you can see it faintly, right? If you see the mouse, um,
What is that? What am I
Sandman
looking at?
right here. This is a head.
Ooh, you think
I
is
think
that
this
what
is
you think?
Sandman.
Okay.
Like, look, it's all cloudy, but it's like
It is
sandy
kind of
cloud.
cloudy.
You have lightning, Electro, Jamie Foxx, Electro, maybe coming
I
back.
mean, yeah, he did sign up for this movie. He's
Yep.
gonna be in this movie. So you got
So the fact is,
Sandman, Electro.
you have, and the great thing is, Sandman was from the original Raimi universe. Electro
Yes.
was the Andy Garfield universe.
Yup. Keep it
So
going.
you
Who
know,
else is gonna show up?
a lot of Doctor
Weird
Strange,
space timey Doctor Strange stuff, which I dig. I've been
and
missing it.
then
It's been a while since Doctor Strange 1.
yo, his
So
hand
he
is straight up in that cookie jar.
yeah. Yeah, so I guess they're
Like this
disagreeing on a
is
few
the
things.
face of my dad when I was a kid eating cookies like past my bedtime.
Okay, so the question I have from this trailer is after he does this the spell that makes everyone forget that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, does that include Doctor Strange? Because I know in the comic books, I believe it does. He does it so no one remembers that Peter Parker's Spider-Man, including himself, right? So when the world starts going all wonky and Spider-Man shows up, be like, "Hey, you did a spell, and it's now we have to fix things." I wonder if like he's gonna have to. Part of the movie is Spider-Man convincing Doctor Strange that he's the one who helped like mess up the world, right? And so
Doctor
maybe
Strange
that's
is
why
all
they're
like in denial, like, nope, it wasn't
he's like,
me.
"What? I
Wasn't
wouldn't
me.
do that. That's really irresponsible. I would never do
But
something like that."
but you know what? This scene is more important for one reason. See this right here? This squirrel?
Yes.
Debut of Squirrel Girl confirmed right here.
Squirrel Girl's coming to save the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
It's been confirmed.
The unbeatable Squirrel Girl is here to save
Unbeatable.
everything.
Takes no L's. Never had an L.
But you know, we're going back to the Stark
The
suit,
the Iron Spider suit.
and then you have John
Oh,
Favreau as
happy.
Happy. So wait, let me rewind it. Right? Nope. Stupid laptop. Because I have to right here. You see someone throw so this kind of gives me a Spider-Man 1 Raimi-verse vibe, like the conclusion of like Green Goblin, and Spider-Man fighting like the broken warehouse or house, right?
Oh, okay. I could see that. Yeah.
And then I feel like right there
Oh, this is just a
is
hard
a
confirm.
lightning again,
Oh, lightning.
Electro,
Yeah.
and then you have Dirt coming up, Sandman, my dude, I'm telling you, and then
I
we
can see
have
it.
classic
Hard confirm of Green
Green
Goblin with the
Goblin.
Goblin Bomb. Yep.
I feel like everyone's gonna be sad though if it's like the Hobgoblin from the Andy Garfield universe and not William Dafoe.
I think because we're not playing the audio, but I'm pretty sure you hear Willem Dafoe's voice like
You
laughing when this
do,
bomb comes
but
out.
imagine though if they
Oh,
had
I'd
just
be
Willem Dafoe.
so pissed if they put Willem
But
Dafoe's laugh in the trailer, but he's not in the movie. I'd be like, I'm done. That's the last straw. You're dead to me. You're dead. I'm not watching any more of these movies. You're dead to me. That would be the
Hey,
last straw.
subvert expectations, my dude.
Oh my gosh. So,
And then you have explosions.
explosions.
And then, the whole be careful what you wish for, Parker. As I think, like, I don't know, Candace Owens looks at him very mad. Maybe that's Michelle's mom,
it might. He's in a suit.
AKA MJ.
She's in a like what looks like a limo. It might be some sort of pseudo important black woman. This is like a code for he's talking to Michelle Obama or something.
Well, it could be
Um,
the new MJ. It could be her mom.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It could be her mom. That's a good call.
And then here's the thing, probably one of the best parts
Yeah.
is
And then he straight up show his face. I didn't think
hello,
he was gonna show his
Peter.
face. And he's like, "Ah, who is this guy? Why does he know my? Why does he know my name? Right? Like, how does he? What?"
You know what though? Um, I like. It looks like he's got a grill. I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
But I like how freaked
I,
out Tom Holland Spider-Man looks
you know what though? I don't even think
when he
he's talking
sees
to
him.
Tom Holland Spider Man though. I think he's talking to Tobey Maguire Spider Man
Ah, could
because
be.
he knows that Spider Man's face. He does not
Right.
know the other ones.
That's true, but I also feel like they will play with the idea. Like if they wanted to, they could play with the idea that like from their point of view, they have the same face. Right?
That could make sense.
Because they're both Peter Parkers from
Because I
different
will say, like
universes.
right here, like this looks very sunny and happy, and then when you kind of like this will wind it a little bit more, right?
Well, it looks dark, but like when you first
Yeah,
see the tunnel come out, it looks like it's a sunny day, but there's like ash in the air, right?
that is true. But I still don't think like it doesn't match up like the
It could very
I
well be.
don't
They do
like
that all the
like
time. It
that
could very well
bridge.
be from a different scene.
True, yep.
Yeah,
But December 17th, and I think this is actually a movie theater only
yeah, in
type thing.
theaters. Oh, only
Uh,
theaters?
yep.
Oh dang! I mean, I'm gonna
So
pull up to the theaters to watch it, but yeah, like that looks like a good. That looks like it looks like a cool movie. I'm stoked. It's
does
the first time in a long time I've been like stoked for a Marvel movie. Um, I saw Black Widow, but I wasn't like super excited. I saw the trailer and I was like, all right, looks like it might be kind of cool, and it was kind of cool, right? It wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but it was cool. And what was the one before
you,
that?
hey uh Rab Rabwire Ronald,
Webwire
it's gonna
Ronald.
Luke is not with us. I know he is doing slightly better. He's still under the weather. Um,
Yes,
so he's not with us today. But I am I am happy that you came and said hello.
yes, and I'm sure he's receiving those prayers. And for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure he's watching this right now. But if he isn't, we will send your love to Pastor Luke.
Yep. You know what though? I will say though. All right. So in the trailer, because we didn't do the audio, but we saw
Yeah,
subtitles. Doctor Strange did say, "Hey, not a lot of people know about the multiverse or play around with the multiverse."
yeah.
Um, if anyone has seen Loki, right,
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm going with. But Doctor
Yup.
Strange 2 is also called Doctor Strange Multiverse of
Um,
Madness, which
Minutes.
Loki is confirmed to be in it, and so is Wanda as well.
Yup.
So if you've also seen WandaVision, Wanda basically held an entire town, basically in like a time bubble type thing for
A
a
pocket
while.
dimension. I think you
Yeah,
could call it a pocket dimension. Yeah.
that works. And then Loki going all special multiverse agent, um, and it led to the discovery of Kang. We were
Okay, yeah.
Kangs, or at least you were Kangs. Um,
Yeah. That was
if
super cool. I was okay. So movies, whatever, but I think the coolest thing to come out of like the TV stuff, the Marvel TV, is Loki, and I wasn't expecting that to be the case. I really
I, I
liked.
I
Uh,
actually
uh,
felt slightly disappointed by Loki.
did you?
Mostly just it felt very slow. Like the ending of the season was great, and I'm like, all right, cool, but a lot of it was just like, okay, all right, that's cool.
On the one
You wanna
hand,
make out with, but I will say though, I did relate to Loki
uh,
of if there was a female version of myself, kind of would want to make
right?
out with me. And no, I don't think it's masturbation or incest. I'd be like, yo, I just find myself
I
really freaking attractive. I'm conceited.
I
I admit
I
that.
think they needed to take the time to really lay out the idea, like without it being cheap, really lay out the idea that the only person that Loki, that like a narcissist like Loki can fall in love with, is literally a female version of himself, right? If you do it too quickly, it's a cheap gag. Oh, he's a narcissist, of course. But like over the course of time, you see him actually fall in love with this person, and then realize, oh, this is just a woman version of himself. So
Yeah.
it's like it's two things. It's both. It's strangely both. He can learn to love somebody else, and also the only person he loves is himself, right? And
Yep.
I think that that was like a really cool part. I think because of that, like to me, I think that was the punchline or the point of the season. That and setting up Kang. But like
Yeah.
that was the
I feel like
overarching
actually a
thing.
lot of it was
I think they did it well.
Loki was more or less trying to help set up Doctor Strange 2,
Yeah, yeah,
considering like I feel like on average most people when you go yo multiverse, some people are like what? It's
yeah,
like imagine a universe where things are just slightly different. Like think
yeah,
you know what is it? Twilight Zone, but now like make it on crack where there's like a bajillion of it.
yeah. I also think it was a good way because as comic book readers and writers, we sometimes forget that if I say multiverse to you, you know exactly what I mean,
Yep.
and vice versa if you say it to me. But the common person doesn't really know and have like an understanding of the idea of the multiverse. And so it's basically like comic book nerds and like guys who are into quantum physics, right? Those are the two groups of people who understand the concept of the multiverse. But the layman who just goes to watch a Marvel movie and maybe will catch a Marvel TV show on Disney Plus, they really don't know. And so you need a long form episodic show to really explain the idea of the multiverse to the average person. And I think that's fantastic. And now they're kind of caught up. They get the concept. And so you
Yep.
can go into
Because
multiverse of
I
madness and no one's
which
lost.
yeah, because I feel like that really helps out. Because I'm like, man, trying to explain that Kang is basically an emperor of like the far future, but he wants to always control things in the past to make sure that his timeline where he's ruling happens. And if anything changes, he's like, let me go back in time and I'll even fight the Avengers to make sure that just to make sure that like the 100 years that I'm in control, like thousands of
Yeah.
years from now, can happen.
Right, yeah. Which is
So
cool.
don't mess things up, butterfly effect. And like it's very
Right, yeah.
weird. Like he's an odd villain. He is um
Yes.
I think one of the best forms of like best representations of Kang, right? And there's not
Mhm.
many outside of the comics. But even counting the comics, the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. It's 2 seasons, it's on Disney Plus, it's animated. Season 1 you had like 5 episodes of Kang and it explained like it did so well.
I might have to go give that a watch. I think I've seen a couple. I've seen like the first couple episodes where like they set up that like the Red Skull has an Iron Man armor, right, and all
No, no,
that.
no, no, no,
But
no, no, no. That's Avengers Assemble. We don't talk about that one. The
I'm
one
sorry. I'm
before
sorry.
that,
I'm sorry.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It had the
Earth's
classic
Mightiest Heroes.
Jack Kirby roster, like the first Avengers. You had like Ant Man, Wasp, Iron Man, Thor. They unlocked Captain America later, and like Hulk and Hawkeye joins, and like it's
What do you mean
basically
they
like the
unlock Cap? Is he a secret character? is he? Is there like a blade, like a black over his like his silhouette?
no, no,
It's
no,
like
because you know how it is it's like a video game. Like you have to get to like certain level before you unlock that character.
right,
Same thing
yeah.
with which I will say like the first it does bug me because Disney Plus does have it slightly out of order on like season
uh,
one at the very beginning
uh,
because it's on the DVDs and when it first came out, first episode was I Am Iron Man and it was just like an Iron Man solo episode. So you got basically like you understood who Iron Man was and he's fighting Hydra. Then it was like a Thor episode. It was just on Thor, and then it was like Captain America episode, and then it kind of went into like starting to go into the Avengers, and then they all kind of like do the
and let's be
thing.
bros. Let's be bros and fight crime and save the world.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a whole tangent about comics, which are awesome. That's what we're here for, and the multiverse. But just to put I don't know what the thing is, just to put a whatever end, a bookend. There we go. I got the phrase. Just put a bookend on the
I believed
Spider-Man
in you.
trailer. Thank you. I believe in myself as well. To put a bookend on the Spider-Man trailer, it looks cool. I'm into it, and I'm gonna watch the movie.
I am, and you know what though? So we know that like we saw Green Goblin, Sandman,
Yes.
Electro. We didn't really see Electro, but we keep seeing lightning and like
So
Sandman.
Alexis,
Kind of. It looks like they're fighting because it's two different scenes. We see like lightning
yeah,
and sand at the same time, right? Um, we know Doc Ock is in it, so that's four
for
people, right?
Green Goblin.
Um, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro. It's four. Feel like we're missing two more. I like, I, You know what? Crazy conspiracy, right? Is I feel like
Uh,
just because you have, we know that both other Spider Mans are coming in, and like anytime you have like crossover of heroes, there's always like, oh, I feel like you're a villain, and especially like MCU, Peter will be like, what? Nah, Mysterio died. He shot himself with the drone. These are
oh yeah, I can
somehow
totally see Mysterio
projections.
coming.
He's gonna fight both of them, thinking that like some reason like somehow someone got Mysterio's tech or whatever. That's what I'm gonna feel
Uh,
like, right? So
okay.
like the ghost of Mysterio in that way, but I feel like the just for a moment the other two Spider Men covered the six because Sony when they had the Andrew Garfield Spider Man, the Amazing Spider Man, which I liked
Uh,
the lizard. And you know what though? Maybe in that shadow scene, maybe that was lizard actually. Let's just say that's lizard. So that's five, right? So we'll
possibly.
just miss. Could been.
I
Who
doubt.
knows?
I doubt. Although I kind of think it's an interesting idea, but I doubt that they're gonna make either one of the other two Spider-Mans the villain
Yeah.
to
No,
like
no, no. But
circle out the Sinister Six. But we have five so far with the Lizard,
yeah,
which I think
yeah.
is a very possible thing.
And the funny thing
Uh,
is, during the whole Amazing Spider-Man section, is Sony was trying to do like spin-off of like Black Cat and Silver Sable
yeah.
like called Black and Silver or whatever. But they also wanted to do a anti-hero thing of the Six, and like the Amazing Spider-Man verse, they were also building up like a whole Sinister Six. You know what? How about this? We know that Vulture in the MCU is alive and was just
There
in
we go.
jail.
That I was like, there was one on the
Boom,
tip of my brain. I was like, there's another one that's
boom,
already alive.
boom. Let's say
There
let's
we
say
go.
Vulture. So we have Doc Ock, um, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, Vulture, and like the Lizard, right?
And the lizard.
Um,
That's
Sinister.
your Sinister Six right there.
Sony finally gets to do their Sinister Six movie that they've been trying to do and failed to do. And Marvel, for some reason, was like, "Let's do one more day." Out of all the storylines, I guess let's do one more day. Um,
I I
my
think if they're doing Sinister Six now, it's not as anti-heroes. I don't think you turn Doc Ock
no,
into
no,
an anti-hero, right?
no, you don't.
So
Like they're all villains in this one, right? But
yeah,
I know they
yeah.
were trying to do like a slightly anti-hero ish thing, and then they were going to be like the villain. Like that was the Sony plan originally.
I don't
This I
know.
feel like
It wasn't sure. They got the villains to sign on, but I don't know if
yeah.
they ended up getting Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire to officially sign on. But
Well,
it would be
uh,
cool to see the 6 villains versus 3 Spider-Men. That's two villains for Spider-Man, right? Like that would be
I feel
super
like that's a good
cool.
number.
Yeah, that's a good number. 3 on 6. I think that's a good number.
Yep.
I think that would make for a really cool movie.
Because all right, so then you have all right, so you have Tobey Maguire, right? You have you would actually have like three of his people. You would have Sandman, um, Green Goblin, and
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock. Why did I forget that name? Silly me. And then you have Tobey Maguire, you have Electro and Lizard.
No, you mean Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield, my bad.
Yeah.
Andrew
Okay.
Garfield, you'd have Electro and Lizard, and then you would bring
Uh,
back Vulture for um,
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland,
Yep.
Spider Man, because they kind of killed Mysterio. Um,
Yeah.
we are doing well, Jen. We're randomly doing our. We just did our breakdown of the Spider Man trailer, and we're just kind of giving our guesses on that movie. Um,
Yes. By the
so
way, to those who I was gonna say, because everybody's sending prayers to Luke, Luke let us know to let you guys know. For those who are praying for Luke and don't know maybe what happened to Luke, why Luke's not here, Luke did catch COVID. He's going through it. It's not like in a terrible shape. God's
he's
got
just
him,
not feeling well.
but yeah, he's just not feeling well. He's just, what I'm saying? I'm gonna sleep it off. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna sleep it out, sweat it out, and he'll be back sooner rather than later. But that's where Luke's at. He caught the vid, but it's not gonna keep him. He's not down or out. It's just taking a rest. So
Yep.
that's what's
But you
going
know
on.
what though? All right, actually, holy crap! I just realized this. So
What's up?
Toby was first, then it was Andrew, and then it was Tom, right? On like the Spider Man
Yeah.
order.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
villain wise. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I,
Yeah, Nefarious, Luke,
oh, I just
Luke,
yeah, we
we
just let
just
you
kind of
know.
went over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
He'll be back.
he
He'll be
he
back
he got he
stronger.
got COVID last week. He's resting. He's doing better than he was last week. So
Yeah.
hopefully, he'll be recovered for next week. But send your thoughts to him. Um,
He's coming back
yep.
faster, stronger, jumping higher, more handsome, all that. He's better than ever.
Don't tell me like when he like post COVID, he will unlock the white man can jump ability.
Right? Exactly.
I told you I would
That's
circle
exactly
back to
what I'm.
that.
That's exactly what I'm telling you. Luke Stone will be able to jump when he comes back. Uh,
Yep.
Yep. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll send soup.
Just don't send it in the mail because the envelope might get soggy.
That's your soup tip for the day. Never send your soup in the mail in an
Yeah.
envelope. But yeah, it's been about an hour. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
You know what though? This is the most
More
relatable line. You can't have someone die before you get the work out of them.
right, exactly. He has to drop that book. Okay, he has to drop his book.
Yeah, I
He
think
can't
I
die
think
before
this
then.
was a good discussion. I started out a little rocky, and just it is what it is. Always got to
Yeah,
find that footing first, and
yeah.
unfortunately, I was treading on Sandman, so it is what it is. Because I'm not Electro, I can't just shoot lightning at him. Like, I don't know why, but that was like my Electro
That's what
lightning.
like. From now on,
That's
when you see us do this,
uh, Jamie
having a
Foxx will probably be like, "Yo, I was really like I played as a lame Electro in the second movie, but what you guys just did was lamer than that." And I'm
right,
like,
we
"Ah,
elevated it. It's an
Jamie,
electro
you
to another
slightly hurt
level.
me." But yeah, I think that will be it for us tonight. Sam, do the Sam thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing, Sam.
Find me on Twitter at God's Black Friend. You can also find me at Mighty Jump Comics. Mighty Jump Comics is one word, but unlike being it's spelled here, it's spelled with an X instead of a CX, instead of a CS. So the X, because Twitter, whatever. But anyway, yeah, you can soon. Keep saying soon, week after week. I don't put out videos, but soon you'll find me on YouTube at Mighty Jump Comics putting out new videos. And yeah, and uh, bu- 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 yeah, and you can find Luke Stone's comic Hybrids being put out by Arrow Comics. Go check out that. It's all over Luke's this YouTube. There's probably going to be a link in channels or whatnot. Go find you a way of getting that comic. If not, look up Arrow Comics because they're the ones distributing it. So no excuses. You can go pick up your copy of Hybrids, the Sons of God. And yeah, and I'm here. I'll be here. I think every Tuesday until Jesus comes back to get me. But yeah,
What a story, Mark.
I gotta do it. It feels so condescending.
Comics are awesome.
they are.
All right. So, you can find me counting how many shoes he has while he was talking. Like he had like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 pairs of shoes. 6 pairs of shoes, but only 2 boxes. 2 boxes, 6 pairs. It makes no sense. The math doesn't add up. Kind of like kind of guessing like a Sinister Six type thing, and you're like, yo, it's 3, 2, 1. So Tom Holland is definitely like the weaker of all the Spider-Man because he only has like one of his own villains. Lame. Womp
We
womp.
get your
Um,
villains up, Tom Cullen.
you can find me here, co-hosting or sometimes being the main dude behind the keyboard and always going, man, I am not as good as Luke at this. Come back, Luke. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on Sam.
Hey,
Um, you can um you can find me here Tuesdays 8-ish to 9 ish. I appreciate all of you for watching, coming in, even if you came in late. You are an all-star. But not like the Smash Mouth all-star because I feel like that kind of dates me of like, yo, you were like a 90s baby at least or 80s. You're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. All right, I'm sorry. Um, such a catchy song, even after 20 years. Uh, Smash Mouth. Um, you can find me on Twitter at Justin Dutton 18. Find me on Facebook. And you can I don't know. I had something witty to say, but I hope you stick around like a Spider-Man web. Oh, so lame. So lame.
boo!
Oh,
Get
boo.
off the
I
stage.
So because I got booed off the stage, have a good night, folks. Take care.